Well, it's just the two of us again, which is fine. I like that. So we don't have to do introductions. It's Bobby, it's Pat. You know who we are. And for any of our new listeners, because of my whirlwind tour of the one place that you know Bobby from and you first met me from, hello, hi. It's not Compound. You're not going to see Bobby and I won't punch him, and Bobby won't talk about it for 6 weeks. That won't happen here. See, Bobby and I are so in sync that he's smoking and I'm coughing and we're in separate states. That's how good that is.
We're comedic magicians.
We're going to fuck Bobby's ex-girlfriend. Sorry.
No. I was
you said it. I was like, okay.
I was in her neck of the woods a couple weekends ago and almost hit her up. Anyway.
Do not do that.
Was Jesus the original trans?
I'm going to give you a bit of advice. I had a lawyer say to me one time, it was about a different situation, but same thing. And he said, all right, let's say there's 100 women in the world. To you, Bobby, there's 99. It's like, that's what my advice is to you. From now on, to you, Bobby, there's 99.
Do you know why Moses wasn't allowed to go into the promised land in the Bible?
Because the promised land hated Jews.
Then they were not happy that everybody else went in.
I know, they were like, what is this?
All right, but just not your leader.
Yeah,
No.
We don't have retail here.
There was this rock that God told Moses to hit, and it would give him water for the people. And he hit the rock, and God was like, all right, but you can only hit it once. And he hit it twice. And that's why they say don't go back to the well. But he didn't hit the rock 3 times is what I'm saying. So maybe that was where he fell short.
So you say hit it, then quit it, is what you're saying is.
No, I'm saying go back to the well for a 3rd time. Moses quit it 2. Maybe that's where he screwed up. If he had
I thought you were saying if you just hit it and quit it, make it wet once and leave it, you can't be hurt.
I'm just saying if he had hit it a 3rd time, maybe Gatorade would have come out.
The Bible...
And then the NBA is just all Jews.
The Bible is dumb. I'm sorry. You can't come up with better than hitting a rock for water. There's got to be better things. Did you see Bill Burr's new special? Which actually is not new, but it's new, but like it's from last year.
I did not yet. I heard about it a little bit today from people, but I didn't.
It's great. I can say whatever, but it's like, but you mentioned the NBA, so he does a big thing on the WNBA, and it's pretty fucking fun. Not about your girl. It's about, like, normally with him, it's about feminism and things you want. It's a great bit. It's good, but like, it's filmed at Red Rock.
That was the first critique I heard.
So it's outdoors and it's so huge that it's weird.
And an outdoor venue like that, where all the sound goes up in the air, isn't great for comedy.
Obviously Netflix was doing their thing. It was mic'd quite well. That's not the issue. It just felt. The problem is, and listen, if you're doing it for like music or a sporting event, when you do the camera pullback to show everyone, and maybe it's because I'm a comic and you're a comic. Maybe if someone's not a comic, they wouldn't think this. But the second they pulled back and showed all that and how small the stage looked, I went, oh, that's awful.
Yeah, that gives you anxiety right away. You're like, people can't see.
You can't connect.
Great. Yeah, I can't make an emotional connection.
It just felt great. And also, my first thought was if I was sitting way up here, oh my God, I'd rather just wait for the special to come out. Why would I want to watch an ant with freckles be mad?
Yo, I was there.
Just tickle in my throat or whatever. So yesterday, speaking of I was there, I saw Bobby. I went up the compound. Took the trip up to the city and my dumb little 2 trains. First I've been to New York since 2019. Wow. I'm not sure if I might have been there. I was there in January 2020. So right before COVID.
Right before it all shut down. Yeah.
So yeah, but I have not been to the city since, been on a train since. That was the first time. Same shit. Nothing changed.
It's not good.
I guess it depends where you're going.
Like
coming from Connecticut, it was fine. I had no issues. I take one train there's a train literally down the street from my house that goes from Ansonia to Bridgeport. When you get off the train, literally, it's a 4-minute wait till the next train. That gives you like an hour and a half ride to Grand Central. It's a 20-something minute walk to the studio. You know what I mean? It was beautiful out. It was a little warm, but that was about it. I was able to stop.
Yeah.
My day was going good. I was listening to Duncan Trussell had an episode with Joe Rogan. I love Duncan Trussell. So listening to that the whole ride up was nice. Going up, just relaxed, having a good time. I went up early so I could watch In Hot Water and see you. I was trying to catch some of the dump and all that. As I walked in, I'm listening to that. I go, oh, I should grab a coffee.
Do you like
Duncan I went, there was Trussell? A Panera. That was the only. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you like Duncan Trussell? Because if you take a helium balloon, your voices are the same.
It could be. That could be a lot about it. I think also because I like that he's so goofy, but he is very funny and very brilliant. But stand-up obviously isn't his thing. But when he's with the right grouping, he's great.
Yeah, I'm also a big Duncan Trussell fan. Duncan Trussell Family Hour, the Duncan Trussell, or what was the show, Midnight Gospel?
Midnight Gospel is fantastic. Fantastic.
Great show. Yeah. Don't watch it on acid.
Well, I don't do acid, so I enjoyed it thoroughly. But
it was my birthday, and I was like, I'm going to celebrate the right way. Let's take acid for the first time by ourselves 11 o'clock at night and watch this show.
That's basically I Love You, Mom. I'm sad you died. Why would you watch that on acid?
Well, that was the last episode.
Right, I know, but
I didn't make it past the clown smashing. Okay. I mean, I got to the clown smashing and was like, oh, fuck this. I
can see that. But like, if you got to that end part, holy shit. By the way, you will enjoy Bill Burr then because his story, big story in it is first time he took mushrooms.
Nice.
And it was very recently.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, and that's what he talks about that. And then people say he lightened up and some guy got yelled bullshit. He goes, are you mad that I've left the club and I'm not an angry fuck like you anymore? To the guy. So he gets heckled in a fucking monster stadium. But anyway, I'm walking. I wanted to get a coffee. I could go anywhere for coffee. You're passing a million coffee places. But the Panera looked like it was going to be fastest and quickest. I have one of those dumb little Panera cards that every 12 times you go somewhere. Because I like to go, there's one near my house. I like to go writing. I'm already having a good day. I'm walking, whatever. And I walk in. They go, do you have a Panera card? It's on my phone. When I did it, they go, oh, you have a free coffee today. I'm like, oh, everything's coming up Millhouse. Look at me with my free coffee too. And which was good because if I had to like do anything, if I had to do anything at all, even get a cup, the line waiting for stuff was like 20 minutes.
Oh, that makes
so
sense.
I was like, well, I already have my thermos I carry with me. Can I fill that? Since I forgot, they're like, yeah. So I didn't even have to get a cup. I just went over, filled my thing up. It was all set. Cruised over. I stopped listening to the pod. I wanted to hear one song, just any song to get my head while I'm walking up to the studio. And I just hit my random on my running soundtrack on my playlist. And it was Coast Contra, the song I love the most. At the moment, pops on. So I got that in my head with people spitting bars because I wanted to be able to spit bars with Anthony later on. I walk in. The only thing was I found my way there without having to remember anything. I was even walking, I was like, oh, I remember how to do this. I could not remember the floor. And so I go looking at the sign when I get in there. And I'm not, I guess I look for 1 second. And the Hispanic dude at the front looks up and goes, he just stares at me and goes, Compound Media. But like, there's like 12 floors and there's all these businesses, but I guess white man who looks angry.
Also not gay. Most of the other things are like fashion. So if you go in not wearing short shorts in the summer, they're like, you're either Compound or the Mexicans. Yeah,
and I was like, and he's not. There were some Haitians with masks too, but I didn't know they were. But so I pop up, I go in, and boom, I'm there. I get to see. I walk in, and I think we talked about this before. I love that you guys do the dump, and I gotta make this clear. I think it's brilliant. So I'm not shitting on it. And I'm not saying that you guys don't put work into it. Steve puts work into things. You put work into things. It's planned out how it is. But I've watched shows where it's been, do we talk about how much I shit? Or do we talk about how many pills I've taken? And you're like, well, do one and the other. So when I walk in and it's the three of you in a booth and you're all drinking drinks that you bought at a Chinese bodega, I'm like, there's nothing. Why did I overthink everything in life? He literally went shopping and just went, this is Chinese, and you'll find it gross. It's like $3 bootleg Anthony Zimmermans just tasting things to see if it's weird. And I was like, oh, I've missed this. So and I just watch it. And it's so funny because like for people who don't know that studio, it's a smaller studio, but like literally you guys record that part of the show in the booth.
Yeah.
And the doors open. So when you walk in, I'm like, should I be quiet? But then Bill Schultz is just yelling. Gino comes in, he's just yelling.
Oh, he did more than yell.
Yeah, so if you watch the episode, you'll see all that stuff there too. But it was crazy, but it was like good to see people. So it's like, I don't know if Bill recognized who I was, but he was friendly to me. I think I've only met Bill through Zoom.
That makes sense because he was on here once, right?
A couple times. We've had him on twice. And also, you know what? That's not true. I have met him the same way I did yesterday, but I don't think with introduction.
That makes sense.
Or one time, no. Actually, no. One time I was on Hot Water, and he said, "Oh, if you ever want to come on my show, please let me know." And then I was like, and that was my first time up there. And Gino was like, "Oh, if you ever want to watch Compound, here's the password." And he gave me Bill's password.
Yeah. That's the guest login
he's like,
password.
Bill at morning at whatever. I'm like, wait, what? So I was like, I don't want this.
That's what we do, baby.
It's like Bill's password. But it was fun to go up there and see everybody see you and all that stuff. Watch Gino, to go in and watch, and then Gino's like, "Oh, sit on the couch." And so like, if I want to talk to you, but then Ellis, who's a super fan, is he a super fan of Compound or is he a super fan of Gino?
Comedy in general, actually.
What? Comedy in general, but I mean, like for Compound, is he a Kumia guy or is he an Hot Water guy?
He's a Kumia guy. He's O&A back in the day.
All right.
Like, he used to, when they had a lot of the alternative rock bands in, he knew the guys in the Philly scene because he would set up concerts and stuff for him. So he'd bring in those bands for O&A and became friends that way. And like to this day, you'll see him at Aaron shows, you'll see him at gas shows. Every time he comes in, he's like, "Hey, we got to get you and Steve on this Philly Comedians podcast. He's the next." You know what I mean? Like he's always trying to help.
No, and that's all. I'm not downplaying. I think he's a good dude. I just meant because I knew how much he was like into Aaron and Gino, so I didn't know if it was an in Hot Water thing, but now he's an Aaron guy over there, or if he was like, I do all the shows. You know what I mean? Because there's dudes like that are fans of just in Hot Water, like all the Ski Mask guys when I met them, like all of the sidekicks from that, like Chuck Mangio, Mead, all those guys, Stancil, they really were in Hot Water. They were Brennan people, but then also in Hot Water people,
yeah.
and not so much Kumia people.
That makes sense. No, he would be Kumia first and then in Hot Water.
Oh, okay. So, but it was cool to see him. But then the second I realized that if they showed, thank God you guys didn't, because I was like, here's my ultimate trolling. If you guys showed the couch where it's me and then a little bit fatter me,
and then they put Stavros at the end. It's like fattest you
sitting there, but like we're looking at the same thing. I didn't need that. I already knew that people were going to be yelling, "Oh, it's Scorch!" And I was like, last time I was on, I had to go look up Scorch and figure out who that was, and I went down this rabbit hole of watching weird Scorch clips, people making fun of him. And yes, we do look similar. I think I'm a little more attractive than Scorch. We do sound similar, but he has a hoarsier voice than me. I get. Unfortunately, he has a way better radio career than me. Because at least he gets a morning show. I don't get one.
I mean, more successful, maybe. I don't know if I'd say better.
but the fact that he's getting money to do it.
Fair enough.
There are people in the morning tuning into Scorch. Or they would have taken him off the air. Advertisers are paying.
That makes sense. No, you're not wrong. I can't imagine who.
Listen, how much morning radio have you listened to where you're like, who is listening to this? Then you find out everyone.
That's true.
Because sometimes background noise that talks about the things that you want to talk about at work is better than thinking.
I would say 99% of the time at work.
It's like, I got to go to work tomorrow, and Janice keeps talking about Stranger Things. Hopefully the guys on this radio station talk about Stranger Things. So I have something to say to Janice because I'd like to put my fingers on her boobs.
We'd all want to put our fingers on Janice's boobs.
Janice has some jugs because you've got to. If you're named Janice and you're not going by Jan,
no,
you better have something going for you.
Them titties better be going for you.
Janice. I've never met a Janice.
Janice used to work on the docks.
That's not it. And Janice Joplin isn't the way I'm thinking because that's spelt different.
Big titty bitch.
I'm thinking of that Janice,
Janice,
Janice, so it's John Nice.
I knew a John Ith in college. He was from Sri Lanka.
Yeah, they all are. There's no John Nith from like, Brooklyn. Well, I mean, he might live there now.
I like to think his dad just had a lisp. I was like, all right, yeah, we'll just stick with it.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
He was Jonathan, but then he gained weight, and they're like, we can't call him Jonathan, and we can't call him Jonathan now that he's not thin. So we'll call him this. But anyway, then I got to go on Cumia, and
Kill it.
it was fun.
You did great.
It was fun. I don't know if I did great. I overthink everything, obviously, but like I did fine, but like I didn't have my rhythm right away. He did an hour about where because he's all into like, Team Trump and hey, the America is in trouble, so you better get your relief food. I don't know what that was. I don't want to shit your sponsors, but I thought like, holy shit, am I in a cult? When that one commercial came out, I thought it was a joke, and I was getting ready. I'm like, oh wait, don't.
No,
This looks like a real ad.
Yeah.
I did chime in once or twice and things, but like he didn't see the mime. But when he started doing the first hour and he was just talking about that hearing that was happening and all that, I know his route he's going to go with, but I'm like, I can hang, but it's not my place. I'm better just
I can hang like they're trying to do to Trump, which is a goddamn travesty.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it. You know how to shuck and jive.
I do want to do that. I don't know how to. I'm bad at being phony. So like when he's like, you need a great first lady like Melania Trump, and I'm supposed to agree. I've never thought any first lady was great, just to be fair. Just because you're married to a guy who worked real hard, that doesn't make you great.
I thought Jackie was great. She was really good at brain surgery when she was scooping her husband's brains back into his head.
She was great.
No.
I mean, imagine how much of an attention-seeking whore you are to be like, back then, get yourself known to be the hot first lady. Because, like, it's you allowing people. No one was allowing anyone really in to see. I know they were seeing it, but it wasn't like there was a million magazines and tons of media. There was 3 TV channels. There was a couple magazines. And everyone's like, she's like, look how pretty I am for that job. Like, you're a hot mobile station worker. You know what I mean? Like, you're hot for vice president, but she wasn't hot.
In her defense, though, when the president's fucking anything that walks, and you're married to him, you might pull him aside and be like, here's the deal. You're going to make me the hot first lady, okay? You can keep fucking Marilyn Monroe, but I want the world to know I'm attractive too.
You know she was fucking people too.
Yeah.
He didn't care. He's like, you do you. This looks good. We want to be an attractive couple. I'm gay.
I was going to go there too and be like, that's why the CIA killed him.
When I used to do the podcast Podophiles, that's a subject. If we ever want to talk about that one time, Brandon is amazing at that. And we had long episodes where Brandon has he'd pull up the pictures, but like all the conspiracies, he's like on board with both. Because when everyone says JFK and Abe Lincoln have a lot of similarities, the big one he has is gay.
Interesting.
Because also they both had writings about sharing beds with men and best friends and all these things. There's a lot. Brandon goes deep into that. on our YouTube channel, if you go to the Podophiles and dig back, there's a whole thing on a gay president.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because everyone always talks about the assassination and all the other stuff there. And
we all know from the How Can You Forget series, the first gay president is James Buchanan, according to Bill Schultz.
Why?
I don't know. I just asked him why he knew who the first gay president was.
But like, what was the reasoning for James Buchanan?
I don't think he ever got to it. Yeah, Bill was in a rare form.
I like walking into Compound Studio and watching Bill Schultz pretend to be doing business on his laptop. But I'm like, can you just order drugs that way?
No. He's doing the morning sheets. I don't know if you've ever seen the rundowns. Well, no, you haven't. You said you haven't been on it. He gets like 50 pages of stories a day. So that way, like, and he's very good at whatever the guest wants to talk about. He's got a kind of tangentially related story. So That
That's good.
yeah, that's
No,
what he.
listen, everybody's doing professional shit. I mean, even like I'm sure Steve had a rundown of like Chinese milky drink and then Chinese fizzy drink. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I like him, but when you watch Gino or Kumia, just be like, "Did you get that email I sent you 1 second ago? Did you have it printed yet?" It is funny to watch that kind of shit. But it was fun to be. But like I said, I don't know. You were there. I know everyone's saying I did fine and I did well and all that. I don't know was my bet. I don't think I did terribly. I know there's people that hate me on there, but that's cool. I like the fact that people. My big thing about when I got used to go on there and then I would be on Twitter, as much as I hated it when people would talk shit, I was like, oh, they know who I am.
Exactly.
And like that wasn't bad. And most people, when they talked shit, I see what they were writing and they didn't watch the episode.
They just saw the.
They just wanted to hate me. And that's fine. I have a hateable face. I've always, if I was going to be, I don't know, if I ever got casted in movies, I was going to be an actor, I wouldn't be the hero. I've got the look and the personality of the villain, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it could be like a Jim Carrey movie, like Dumb and Dumber, where you're the hero.
I don't even think I could play. I don't think it'd be dumb. I really think I hope I wouldn't be pedophile, but I definitely think I would be guy in the woods who's overthinking shit, and it's time to end some stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like, we don't like your kind around here.
Yeah. Oh, so much. Like I wouldn't own the plantation, but I'd be in charge of dishing out the punishment. You know what I mean?
That's the worst part. You're not the fucking what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio in Django. You're like his buddy who doesn't own any slaves but just hates black people even more.
I don't even take a paycheck. I just love what I do.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I finished up at the factory early. Can I do some whipping today, mister?
Listen, the wife's been lippy. Can I go visit Earl? Throwing some fists. I want to punch him in his June teeth.
Oh, Jesus.
T-shirt.
No.
See, if we were on Compound, that'd be a T-shirt in 2 seconds.
That is true.
Juneteenth. I watched Gino loses. Okay, so before I break it, I'm not gonna break it down. We'll get past the other stuff. I don't think you would. Yes, we get along. Yes, we're friends. I think you'd be honest with me, but you wouldn't tell me if I sucked.
I would.
You would at this point. You would
not even like. I wouldn't. I wouldn't phrase it like, "Hey, you sucked." I would have been like, "Hey, man, next time you're on, try to do this."
Oh, okay. So
like, I would have given you constructive feedback if I thought it didn't go well, just because I know you wouldn't take it as an attack at this point.
Because for anyone that knows, not that anyone knows Anthony that's watching this, but like I've sat in a chair next to Anthony, I think 10 to 11 times now, and I know nothing about Anthony Comey. There's no conversation beforehand and after. It's a handshake and a hey, how are you? And there's always a thank you very much for coming on, great job, but there's no chat and fun. Not if I wanted that, I don't think I'd have that anyway because I don't drink. You could have that if you went somewhere and drank. So, but regardless, I'm not looking for that anyway. I don't go on there to become buddies. Like some people think, well, are you friends with them? Can you go do this now? Can you be on the boat on the 4th of July? Whatever it is. When people say, like, when I first started going on, I was like, I'm not looking for that. I like going on the show. And I like being on there with a guy who's super quick. Yes. Do I share his political views? Not at all. Do we joke on here about certain things? Yes. But do I share his views on black people? Absolutely not. But I do find him very fucking funny. And I think he's one of the quickest people there is. And it's fun for me to match that with someone like that.
Absolutely.
And I like going on and doing that. So I'm happy when it goes on and does that I feel like I hold my own because in my head, I can, and this sounds stupid, but I don't think of it as being on the Anthony Cumia show. I do think of it as being in the same chairs, if you will, in the same situation, I guess not chairs, as some of the greats. Okay, like Bill Burr got to do that. Norton, who I've sat next to, did that. Patrice, some of the quickest, fastest people hung with Anthony.
Pretty much, if you're a fan of any comedian from the 2000 to 2010, when they were at the height of their fame, they saw in the same position you were in.
But I'm talking about the ones that were known to hang with him, though.
Oh, okay.
Be quick.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad.
because I don't care about Jay Moore. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's certain ones, as much as Rogan was a part of all that shit, Rogan didn't hang. Like, when it came to the insults and the quickness, you didn't think of Joe as that. Joe was the one that was laughing in the background.
Yeah, I mean, he had 2 iconic moments. Other than that, yeah, he was just
right. And one was the guy, Pat, throwing up in the other guy's mouth, whatever.
That was one. Yeah, he did have the mayor of DC came in,
right.
the one who got accused of smoking crack, and they asked him about it, and he was like, "I didn't smoke crack," and then like just really stonewalled him, and finally Joe just kind of looked up and was like, "Then what did you think you were smoking out of the crack pipe?" And the guy just got up and left.
Right, but was that? And that was a funny line there. But I'm talking more about like when it's just about hanging with like joke,
like Bobby
joke.
Kelly, Rich Voss, Patrice,
Exactly.
Colin, all in there just smashing the hell out of each other. Yeah, I know exactly what.
And not even the insults. It's just like, okay, so when he brings up a subject, I can make a joke, then he can make a joke, and then we go back and forth with it and kind of go into a thing. Yesterday, I didn't feel that rhythm. We would go into a joke, I get a laugh, he might cap it off, he'd move on. Or like he'd throw a thing out there, but then go into like a political type of thing for a second. I'm like, okay, do I shit on this or whatever? I'll throw something else out there. It just felt like it was moving and moving. But I don't know. It was like, not that we need to sit on something, but then again, I was on for a while. The show ran longer than normal,
which is a good sign. And
or he felt like those stories needed to be out. Maybe he needed to tell that Avalanche story.
So where did your fear come from? You can tell people where the fear came from. Or the insecurity about how it went yesterday. What are you basing it on? There's one central piece of evidence.
Well, no, there's more than one, but the one we talked about. But I will get to. I will say that one. The main central piece of evidence is me.
Yeah, and how you feel.
I do that, and also because, like, you know, since I've left Twitter, I left Twitter because most of the angry people that I was dealing with are Compound / Brennan based. So I know that some people are on there just hating me, and I'm like, now I was going, and as much as you said, I talked to you about it before, and I didn't want to say to anybody, but like, Mike, I did have some concern about here comes callers calling in saying one thing, but they're going to bring up other shit or try to fucking fuck with me or something like that. And then even when I saw on the screen at the end of the show, it did say a guy named Randy and it did say Scorch. And I stared and I rolled my fucking eyes. So before they could do it, they took it down. But at the end of the show, I said,
yeah.
I said flat out, I said, fuck you, anyone that thinks I'm Scorch. Fuck you, I'm not Scorch. Like, I don't give a fuck. And then Anthony kind of laughed at that and goes, we just played it. Because I wouldn't have played it the whole fucking show. I'm like, yeah, you would. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I would have. But the main reason is, and I think I've said this before, but I have a buddy in comedy who I've known since he started, Mike Fanoia. Some people might know him from, Legion of Skanks. He opens up for Jay. He started off in Connecticut. When I was running Joker's Wild, we were having a Christmas party of the staff. We were shut down. And the door was being knocked on. And I open it, and it's Mike Fanoia, and I don't know him at the time. And he's like, "Hey, are you guys not? You guys aren't open, I guess." And I was like, "Well, no." He goes like, "Well, I'm from Connecticut. I'm a comic. I was living in Colorado. I moved back, and I wanted to do comedy. I thought this was open mic night." And I'm like, "It's not, but why don't you come on in?" And then Mike Fanoia just was at our staff Christmas party, and we were chatting, and we became friendly. And I was in a very angry place in my time. Mike was the kind of guy that was like, wanted to befriend comedians and was this good guy, but I was like drinking and just going through a divorce and all this. So I'm like pushing away anyone that could be nice to me, to the point where it did end off a friendship where I could have been there because he was just trying to, he's like, hey man, I'm not trying to, and I kept thinking he was trying to use me because I can get him gigs, whatever. Long story short, whenever we see each other, it's always good. But we always had that weird, and he's done that kind of the Me Too type thing where he was mad at me because I was mad at him type deal. But whenever we see each other, it's always like, hey, man, how are you? I'm always like, hey, so proud of all the work you've done and everything like that. He's always like, hey, man, you're doing great, this, that, whatever. Though a couple of years ago, I saw him when my first time being on Kumi. And he had a show on Compound.
Yeah.
Like at least a pilot thing. When my buddy Dan Calloway also was like his sidekick. And I was very shocked at that. I didn't know a lot about Kumia, but I was like, Fanoia is not really the mindset that fits in the Compound, but they were doing a lot more just comedy based shit than anything else. Because Tommy Pope's not that mindset either. So I was like, you know what I mean? It's like different things of that nature. Regardless, I was talking to Mike, and Mike had been on Kumia before and all that. and he was like, he's like, I got real nervous when I was on because he kept going through his notes, and I'm like, what do you mean? And he goes, well, I was told, and I noticed it too, when Kumi has all his notes, like all the different stories in front of him, if he's enjoying a guest and they're having a good time, he doesn't go to the notes. He just keeps the conversation going because they can just have banter. But when he feels like he has nothing to say to the person, he has to keep going to the next story, next story. Yesterday, he went to a story fucking 1,000 times. And the last couple of times I'd been on, we barely got the stories. And if we did, it was because he wanted to see my reaction on like porn or like something like that. But it was just like, he just showed me every murder, every story where like, even if you're not funny, you could react to it. And I'm kind of like, is he throwing me softball? Am I doing bad?
You're in your head too much. Gavin's on today, so he knows he's not touching any stories today. He and Gavin talk for 3 hours straight, and maybe if there's something extremely topical, they'll get to it.
But he could have saved it for Thursday.
But he wants to get through those before every other podcast has gotten a chance to get to him, especially like the gory and reaction stuff. That stuff's very like, oh, did you see it here first? Or, oh, shit, I already saw that somewhere else. So he was just trying to clear the docket before Gavin came in. And he knows you're quick enough that whatever subject he goes to, you can tag on it, where with other people, he's trying to find that thing that they want to talk about.
See, I don't think he knows who I am.
I'm pretty sure he does.
I don't, but I don't think he thinks of me like he's quick. He might go, Joe Curry's beard is longer, or Zenhauser lost weight. I don't know if he knows who I am.
I think he does. I don't think he knows this show. I would be surprised if he was aware of POS.
He's aware of it because he's had to plug it every time.
But I mean, like in its new form, like I'm sure he's aware of the pilot that was on his network, but he doesn't.
He did say he knew you were on my show when I kept saying your name over and over.
It did take about 3 attempts for him to realize Bobby was the guy who brings him beers.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, well, you also make him clean the walls. That's what I was like. Well, I was like, fuck that. Why is Bobby doing this?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't. As much as I was saying it's cool to be in that chair, I'm not delusional. I don't think that Kumi is like, oh, Pat's one of those. Pat Oates is a comedian. You're so quick on here. Yes, he knows who I am. And once we started talking, he might have remembered conversation. I mean, he sits with a different person all the time. I don't think he would sit there and go, Pat's real quick, so I can just do this.
He also wouldn't. He didn't do the typical ugh if he doesn't like the guest that he does sometimes. So,
well, but when he walks in,
when he's like, "Who's on today?" and they're like, "Pat Oates," he didn't go, "Ugh, gonna be a long one."
well, he walked in and went, "Hey," and he
because you were there. That is true. Yeah, but
right, so he didn't have a chance to do that.
But he didn't do the eye roll or trust me, there would have been signs. You did great. I mean, was it you, Norton, and Landau performance? No, because it was a different type of show. Like that's.
I think it was better than my me, Larry Bia, and Dave Landau performance.
That I would agree with.
Because I had to take over that one. Because you and Dave was kind of like, it was all last second. I was called that morning and said, "Can you come in?"
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, the message from E-Rock was that Dave might not be there.
That was a day where he was like flying back into town or something.
Right, and then Anthony wasn't feeling well, so they were gonna let me like sit in, but obviously with somebody. I wasn't gonna be like the host.
Hey guys, let's play 15 or 19. I'm
right.
Throw some pictures. You call in and say if you think she's 15 or 19.
I mean, there was a couple of times where I was allowed to bring another guest with me.
Yeah, I remember those days.
The John Romanoff I brought in, Alex G and Papa when I did my pilot. I think he got to be on too, because that's how I got
Keegan
on.
Was there for your pilot, right?
But he wasn't there for but he didn't. He had to go back to work. So, but Alex was like also asking about being on Kumia, so I asked, and they're like, "Yes, since he's there, he can be on with you." After I did the pilot, but that's how I got on. Steve Halligan brought me.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that was your origin.
Yeah, Steve Halligan had hit me up. He wanted to help out 2 people that he thought would be good. And the 2 people he got in were me and then Rebecca Rush.
Well, went better for you than Rebecca.
Well, she moved.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I haven't seen her back.
She was on a couple times. He'll always let a pretty girl be on.
That's true.
And she says outlandish shit. He likes that combination.
Everybody loves that, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but like that was the 2. Like he had reached out to her. I remember when he messaged me, he's like, "Hey, would you want to be on?" And actually remember he messaged me when I was at. He had brought it up to me because he was at comics on one of the contests I was hosting.
Ooh.
And he was like, we had talked. And he brought up the point that he was like, "Hey man, I get to be on this. You know who Anthony Cumia is." I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't know much about Compound Media or anything like that. My brother was subscribing to him. I didn't know anything about him. I knew O&A." And he's like, "Are you a big fan of Anthony Cumia?" I said, "I liked O&A. I was never a huge fan because I just didn't hear it in all the places I was. I heard more Stern, but yeah, I know who he is." And he's like, "So he's got this channel now, and he puts on the show, and I've had an opportunity to be a guest on and stuff. And when you're in with this guy Ari, the guy who was booking this stuff." He still might be. I know he still does it sometimes, but like that show, if you know anyone, you can get on. But at this point, once you're in, I don't have to go through Ari.
He's like the bigger A-list, B-list celebrity booker now.
Oh, he gets bigger ones.
He like focuses on like the people outside of the universe. Like obviously you're in the universe now, so like you don't have to go through him.
Right. I know I still could, but even when I said the E-Rock, I'm like, do I have to? He said, no, you just email me or you just tell Bobby or you just come on. It's like, all right. But so Steve was like, hey, I'm allowed to bring some people in. They said once I was on good, I could suggest people. And usually I use it so I can go back on too, but I probably could suggest you and you go on yourself, but I would like to go on with you. And I said, well, that would be a lot of fun. And he goes, I just asked that if I get you a date that you show up because I did it with Rebecca and she bailed. I got her another date. Hers is like March something and yours is going to be like later in March.
That's awesome.
And then he messaged me 2 days before the Rebecca's date and goes, she just bailed on me. Can you do this one? And I'm like, yes. Can you drive me? Or at least, we'll take the train from New Haven, but can you drive me home afterward? He lives in Boston. We met in New Haven, then we took the train up. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what the show is. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. And we're on the car ride. He knows me, but he's telling me the whole story. The reason why he's doing this is because I had met him years earlier in Boston doing stuff, and he had reached out to me one time and said, hey, I know we've met like once or twice at Comedy Studio. You've only seen me do 5 minutes. I'm having troubles at home, this and that in life, whatever. It's going to sound dumb, but I know you're booking Joker's Wild, and I don't know if you'd book me as a host or a middle or whatever, but I'd like to get out of my house for a weekend. Is there any chance that you... And I go, dude, you're always a good dude. I don't remember your act or anything like that. We don't put up our host at all. We don't even give middles a hotel. But my headliner this weekend is a local. So I guess I can... the club was very cheap. So I was like, I can tell them that the headliner needed the thing, whatever, and I can take care of you on this thing. And he's like, dude, you're awesome, and I'll pay you to be the middle, whatever. So he came down. I found out later on, I probably shouldn't say this part, but he liked going down there because his favorite rubbing tugs were in New Haven. He's married now to someone better and likes them and doesn't do that anymore. But when he was married before, I guess that was his thing.
Reason, right?
But he came down, but he said to me, you, without question, I asked for a favor. You didn't know me. You took care of me. And I always told myself if I could take care of that guy again, I would. So I'm offering you this. That's so awesome. It's always been that open to the door. So that's another reason, weirdly, why I'm hard on myself. Because even though it's been 11 times and I'm in more. I don't know if Steve Halligan's been back on. Like, I'm in way more than Steve Halligan now. When people ask about guests, I don't know if they remember Steve. They remember me.
Yeah.
And Steve said I have a slower pace when I talk. You're quick. It probably fits you better. But I always feel like every time I'm going in, not only am I trying to impress Anthony Cumia, make sure the audience likes me, all that stuff. I also want to do good for you because we're co-hosts together. And I never want you to be like, hey, Pat's coming there. Like, oh, because now it's like your thing you got to deal with. Like, oh, great. Now your ex-girlfriend's showing up again. Like, no, it's not Pat Dixon. Anyway, so I was like, but I also always tell myself, Steve Halligan opened his door for you. Never make it so they go, fucking Steven. I think none of them even know that's the connection. But in my head, it's like, I never want him to be like, get shit like, Pat was great until one day he did this, and fuck you, Steve. Now you're not allowed to come
there's
here.
One troll who would look it up and be like, why did he get in? Oh, he must have come in with Halligan. Fuck Halligan.
Well, Halligan said it on the episode I was on. Like, that he brought me. He was making sure he's presenting me.
Steve Halligan presents Pat Oates.
Yeah. And I remember when I left that day, and on Twitter, my phone had 1,000 fucking notifications, and I never got shit like that. People were going nuts. And one of the first ones was this guy named Kevin from Texas who was like, dude, you're the best fucking guest I've ever seen on there. You're fucking awesome. That's Ski Mask.
I'm thinking about starting a podcast.
He didn't even say that. He
Put
just
a
was like
mask
awesome.
on.
So he had told me later on when I talked to him that was him.
I think my new vibe's going to be a guy who gets guests from other guests' podcasts.
Andrew Alfredo. I don't know this. Anyway, Dan Brown just messaged me. Went to an open mic and he goes, "Some man named Andrew Alfredo's at this open mic. I think I know him." I'm like, I don't know what to do with this text, but I had fun. It was good to see you. I had to rush back, whatever afterwards. But
yeah, it sucked you had to get right out of there, but it was a nice time seeing you. Sorry, I had to clean up Red Bull.
Sometimes when Gino throws things, I want to ask to clean up the tantrum. But as long as you're saying I did well, as long as E-Rock and the powers that be think I did well,
that's what matters, right?
Well, as long as I'm allowed back.
Yeah, and I don't see you didn't punch somebody in the face or anything.
I didn't have time. If I had time, or also, I didn't go across the street.
That is where the fighting happens.
Yeah, it doesn't happen in there. And of course, in my head, I'm like, well, I want to do well because I didn't know it would probably never happen. Like people, after I go on all the time, people are always like making booking suggestions. Well, you're great on there. You should be the co-host. Like, well, that's not a thing anymore. People said that the day that Dave Landau left. Like, well, you were the last guest on, so you should just get it. I'm like, that's not how things work.
I don't think you understand how co-hosting works at all.
You don't just take over. Like, if that was the case, all assassins would be the next president.
That'd be sick.
You shot him, so you're in now.
Actually, to be fair, that is how it kind of worked for most of history. Like, you killed the king, you're the king.
Right. You know what? Yeah, I guess that did kind of work out a little bit. So, but yeah, it was fun to be on there, but it's also a thought in my head too. Is like, you never know with all these openings and things. What if POS got a Thursday 7:00 or something like that? But then in my head, I'm like, don't bring it up because Bobby's like, if you bring it up too much, then they get mad at it. You don't say anything, they think of it on their own, they're fine. But if you suggest it, then they're like, fuck you. And then E-Rock's like, you look nice today. And then I'm like, I don't know how to take a compliment. And he's like, oh, you buttoned your shirt all by yourself. And I didn't even know what that meant. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how to take compliments. And you just keep saying weird shit to me. And I don't know. Then afterwards, he's like, you did well. And I'm like, yeah, it was whatever. And he's just take a compliment. Like, why are you giving it to me?
I don't like compliments.
Well, not even that. The first three felt like insults.
That is true. Although I think what he was saying is, like, if you tune into episodes of this, he just sees you in a collared shirt or not in a collared shirt, just like in a T-shirt. So seeing you like in a collared shirt with pants and stuff, it's not what he normally expects.
I wore jeans in a shirt and just a regular button-down regular shirt, basically because I walked 25 minutes and I didn't want to be sweaty, so I brought change of clothes that would look nicer.
You look good.
And he's like, he cleaned up nice. Your beard doesn't look bad. I'm like, my beard's like this last time I saw him. Then he said, you buttoned all the buttons in the right spots. Like, when did I ever not button my shirt right?
I think he was just calling you retarded there.
That's what I thought all three things were. And it's like, I know you're in charge, but you're not like this handsome fellow. You're this goofy guy.
He cleans up well.
We all apparently clean up well, according to him.
Not. Let me tell you. At that gay wedding I told you about, I look like dog shit.
Well, you still have the beard, but a clean up well means you trim and you do. You know what I mean? Like yes, at one point did I have a long beard on the side and I decided not to do that? Yeah, I just decided not to do that because
my America.
My cheeks aren't fat right now. If my cheeks are fat, I go to the side and I feel good. But it was fun. If you're a subscriber to Compound, go check out the episode. Go see me. Have fun on it. Whatever. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe just so you can watch me and then you can bail.
Patreon.com/POS.
Yes. I like when Anthony's like, you can find POS podcast on youtube.com.
Not to say bad. Yeah.
Well, I know it was written like that, but you guys could have just written.
Yeah, Luby did the prep sheet.
POS podcast on YouTube. And then he just got, I felt bad because he's like, oh, you're going to be at a show. At the end, he's like, fucking Albany. Who the fuck goes there? I go, I'll be there.
Yeah. Me and Bobby. You know, you're Bobby. Who?
Yeah. He's like, oh, Bobby's great. Bobby's always an underdog, but he's still, I knew he was going, so he had to clean that shit, you fucking asshole. You make fun of my Bobby, I'll fuck you up. It's like,
no, he's the man.
But it was like, and it was fine. But when they did the plug of like you can buy tickets, and Travis Steele, he's like, well, he looks at me and I go, "That's the man who takes the money," and he just goes, "Oh, I don't fucking know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, we're doing a show. It'll be good. Hopefully, people show up.
It'll be fine." No, but the other time I performed for him, sold out.
Nice, and we plugged it on the
If
biggest
you notice,
podcast
not
in
that
the world.
I'm paying attention, but like I haven't seen him having to post anything.
I haven't been tagged in anything in a while.
So I'm guessing it's just selling, not because of us.
Either he booted us from the show, or it's okay.
No, because every time I share it, he likes it.
All right, well that's good then. Yeah, I like that you think you're going to be on this show still.
Yeah, look at you. That's nice. Yeah, how you gonna change that post? How do you blackface that? That's a lot of black. So, but how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm all right. Like, how long is it going to be until some trans person makes the claim that Jesus was the original trans?
Wait, what? Why would he trans?
Because he went from God to man.
Well, no, he's the son of God.
Right, but he was a god, and then he humbled himself to become a man to die for
Yeah, I
our
don't know
sins.
that part. I thought he was just like born.
Nah, it was like this whole thing.
Well, I know he was a baby, but I don't know if he went from that because he was a god, but then he had to become a baby.
To be a
What
man.
god becomes a baby?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he wasn't a god at that point. He was a man. He was a baby. So,
Fucking
like,
babies are
I think
dumb.
there's going to be some, like, woke trans pastor who's like, and you know who the first trans was? Jesus. So you hate trans, you hate Jesus.
Have you seen that video of these two black babies in the hood pushing cops and talking shit?
I did.
It's fucking great.
They're gangsters. I love it.
They're like, fuck you. They're pushing the cop and they're just walking around in diapers in the streets.
I tried my first liberal tweet this week.
Well, how'd that work?
It was a poll, like a Twitter poll, and the question was just simply, and this is actually more topical than we usually get. Do you think the cops in Uvalde, or however you say that?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how to say that.
I think it's Uvalde, maybe, but
They
whatever.
probably tried to make that guy pronounce it, and then he got so mad he just shot everybody.
Do you think? But the question is, do you think they would have been more likely to intervene if they were told that the shooter was black, or their wife in there getting a little lippy about him?
Well, how does the poll go?
Right now, a lot of people are thinking that the 60% of cops who are reported, and that's important to note, that a lot probably go unreported, for beating their wives would be more likely to intervene.
Is that what they're writing as the comment, or did you give that as a side note?
No, I mean, I'm just assuming they did a lot of those guys voting in the poll like to do, quote, statistics.
Where
a
is
lot.
this poll? Twitter?
Yeah.
Twitter is hell. That's why I left. I'm very happy to leave Twitter.
I think it's got 7 votes, maybe.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's like it's all 7 are like you.
But the best part is, like, a lot of them are saying that, trying to put racist, like, that the cops aren't racist. And it's like, oh, so you are admitting then that they do beat women. There's no right choice.
I don't even know what this means. All right. Can you pull up that picture? Oh, I gotta put share. Right? Yeah. Don't I have to let you share to do that?
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, you do. Are you?
Right, what's oh my God?
Somebody put a poll up, about who's the best comic left at Compound America.
Oh, I've seen that people were asking that in a Reddit thing.
Well, let's just say somebody may have ordered the votes to come in too quickly.
But she put it up?
I don't think she did, but somebody has significantly more votes than everybody else by like hundreds, and it's almost like, wow, the website you used to buy the votes came in quickly. Anyway,
No.
you want to share the screen?
Listen, she popularity wise, she's the most known now of all your comics.
A poll that has 21 likes shouldn't have 350 votes. But anyway, you wanted me to share the screen. Allow me to share it.
Before you share the screen, I saw somebody write that in that Reddit thing that Gino had shared the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw somebody underneath say, "Well, who is the best comic there now?" And they had said, "Is it Chrissy? Is it Gino?" And I forget they named the third person, but I forget who it was.
Don Jameson.
No, it wasn't, because then someone underneath went, "You're forgetting Don Jameson. he's legitimately a comedian. And
That's
I was
a
like,
good
whoa,
point.
but I forget who the third person. It was something else.
There's a
Oh,
fourth option
no,
on
and
the
somebody
Twitter
wrote
poll.
Brennan, and I'm like, wait, he's not compound, but first of all, he's better than everybody.
Everybody else there, yeah,
Like hands down.
definitely. There's a fourth option on the Twitter poll.
Are you on it?
Yeah.
Nice. So it's Jameson, you, Chrissy, and Gene. I'm not trying to argue with you what you're saying. First of all, when I do polls, I don't like the poll. So 21 likes is one. A comment on a post I get, but a poll, I don't like the poll. I just do the poll.
Makes sense.
So therefore, but if I was seeing that, I'd probably put Chrissy.
Yikes.
As a comic, as in listen, even if you're not sure and you look it up, you just Google her and you see headline dates at clubs. If you don't even know, you would just by facts alone.
What did you want me to share?
I sent you a picture on Facebook
All
Messenger.
right, I got it ready to go.
Oh, how did you remember so fast? All right, when that pops up, we will start this story. It starts off
already on our other screen.
Oh, okay.
And I figured you know what it is, so I could see the picture.
I do. My short husband is mocked for his size, but it makes sex so much better. Which, first of all, I don't think the headline was written right. Because by reading that, it makes
Sounds
me
like he likes getting mocked, and it makes his dick
or
hard.
she likes the fact he's being mocked, and that makes her wet.
God,
Because it makes because it makes sex so much better that he's getting mocked. But no, I hope she means the short. Once again, we've been featuring a lot of Brooke Cato lately. This is another Brooke Cato written thing. Short kings.
Cato, chameleon.
Ooh, they come and go.
They come and go. They come and go.
They come and go. Just like the short guy. Hey, he comes and goes. Short kings aren't just reserved for spring anymore, which I don't even know what that means.
I am already angry at several things in this article, so please just keep going.
You know what that means?
I don't.
Okay, because I don't even get the pun. It's in quote, short kings aren't just reserved for spring anymore. Take it from Jessica, which, by the way, already in the picture is the woman, spells it in the worst Jessica way possible. How would you spell this?
J8551CA.
That's better than Jessika. Jessica. A 30-year-old woman from Arizona.
You know what? The more I look at this picture, you can see her hiding the white trashy tattoos.
Oh,
if you look, you could see the sleeve. She put the other side with the Apple Watch out. Also, she's wearing the Apple Watch on her right.
If you had to look at that picture and just guess at both their heights, guess them. She's 30.
I'm going to say she's 5'8", and he's 5'4".
You're very close to her. She's 5'7". He's 5'1". In that picture, she's hunched, obviously.
She must be, yeah.
Well, you can look. She's like leaning over. You know what I mean? And he might be on his tiptoes. And his name is Hunter. It should have been Gatherer. You give a name like Hunter to a guy, you're hoping he's going to be 6'1".
Oh, God. Do you think that he gets made fun of for his height or just everything else about him? Sorry, finish the article before I go in.
No. I like this.
Like, all right, A, untuck your pants, you fucking douchebag.
Well, he's dressed up. He's got a Teddy Ruxpin outfit.
Yeah, you get to be either A, dressed up in your baby Gap clothes, or you get to hang your douchebag sunglasses from it. And if you're so dressed up, you don't wear a fucking graphic tee underneath. We get it. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I doubt you could name 2 albums. And then, let's continue down. Jet black with khaki pants? What are you, in the fucking Marines? No, you aren't, because you're 5'1", and they won't let you in. You didn't meet the height requirements.
Bobby, there's so many suits in that size.
Also, cargo pants. Homie's wearing cargo pants.
Huh?
He's dressed up in cargo pants. He's banker up top, mechanic down low. And
Listen,
the thing that really
he's banging a woman out of his league and out of his height level. He's just trying to be whatever he thinks she likes, and she likes cargo pants and bank tops.
The worst part, Pat, other than the hard nipples that you can see protruding from his too tight shirt. Like if you're short, your shirt shouldn't be extra tight. They should fit properly. Like you shouldn't have that issue. Like
he went to the boys section.
Yeah, if I go and like I'm fitting into normal sizes and it's a little tight, people are like, all right, that's a large guy in a shirt. I get it. Him, they should all fit. But the
Maybe
fucking
she likes
survival.
it tight. Listen, she's not an ugly lady.
The survival bracelet is what really just irritates the shit.
He survived a ride.
The only thing he should do with that fucking survival bracelet is unwind it and hang himself with it.
Now, I don't have the picture in front of me. You do. Survival bracelet. Do you mean because he was on the show Survivor?
No, I mean like one of those airplane fucking twines. He was on the show Survivor. He looked up and went, the plane.
Yes, boss, look. Being 5'7", Jessica was a little shocked. Heyo, they put it in quotes too. Just again, this is going to be all day. By their height difference when the Arizona couple first met in 2020, but now height is just a number. She's the big spoon in bed, she told Need to Know Online, which, by the way, shut that site down. If your need to Know Online is writing articles on tall people, fucking short people. Where's my article on Shaquille O'Neal and anyone of these fucked? That's just a normal day. And occasionally cracks a joke about moving the car seat back after Hunter 31. Oh, my God, dude.
Oh, God, no.
Dude, this is the worst relationship I've ever heard of in my life already. It started off like she was going to be like this woman who's like, listen, I know a lot of women shit on men on dating apps. They're like, if you're not this tall, fuck you. I thought she was this open-minded person, but right away she's taking fucking shots. I have to move the car seat. He's not 1'5". He's 5'1". There's no big. What fucking toddler is 5'1"?
Also, sometimes where the seat's positioned has to do with weight. Maybe she should lose some weight, you fat fuck.
Is she fat?
No, she's actually pretty hot.
Yeah, she looks cute.
Could get it. She could fucking get it.
She can. Bobby, you're like in the size range.
I'm 5'7". I'm her height.
Yeah,
Just
she
don't
likes
worry.
that shit.
You're already exclusively flats, so don't worry about it.
Exclusively flat.
If you're dating someone who's 5'1", you're not wearing heels.
Oh, I think my titties. I'm like, no, she got some titties.
B cups.
What's wrong with those?
You said it right. She's got some titties.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with back problems later. She's already mean. She's 30 and mean. Is that a TV show on TLC? 30 and mean.
No,
That is a good show.
Just every white woman.
Everyone in the booth at Compound Media. 30 and mean. She's the big spoon in bed, she told, whatever he said. Despite falling head over heels just days after meeting, she's now fed up with negative comments about their height difference.
She's going to dump his ass because of all the negative comments. That's where the story's going.
Well, I also like the fact that she's like, says that she's fed up with all the comments about the height difference, but the paragraph before is like when they were speaking to a website about their dating. Well, maybe if you don't fucking go to the news about, because you're not famous. I won't get into it, but why do we know who they are? It's not insane. It's not like he's 2 feet tall and she's 6'11". It's 6 inches.
She dated. She also said she makes fun of him. She does the things she's mad about doing. Oh, I have to move the seat sometimes. It's like just another instance of a white woman wanting to claim somebody else's disability as their fucking victimhood.
He's my emotional support human.
Yeah.
But like, okay, I know it's because she's a woman, he's a man, so that's something. But like, I'm 5'11". I've dated several people that are 5'2".
Well, it's the things for women that are taller than dudes, I think. Girls like tall guys.
Taller than you?
I have. I would have
But like, how much taller?
Not an inch.
What?
An inch.
Oh, that's not. I mean, I've gone on when I was in college. I went on a couple of dates with a girl that was 2 inches taller than me. It just didn't work out. I would have. It just didn't work out. But I've been in a long relationship with somebody that was an inch shorter than me.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, but usually I don't know. But I've always been more attracted to shorter people.
I always thought in that relationship, if only I could like levitate a little bit higher, then I'd be taller than her. I
Well,
think
the
maybe
good
she
thing that
found.
magician
I
came
think
in.
she found a guy that could do that trick for her.
Yeah, I knew we were going. I knew we were going. But all right. So the hype difference. She's all mad. I've had friends and other people ask me why I'm with someone so much shorter than me, just because that's a weird thing to ask.
No, it's
Yeah, she
from.
does look a little phony in that. She's really made up. He's a handsome little guy.
He's a fuck.
He's a little guy though. I mean, like he's gotta have the haircut. You gotta do whatever you can to kind of draw it. But he looks like if you were gonna cast like Willow too, like he'd be one of the tough guys. You know what Willow is?
He looks like if he was taller, I'd fist fight him.
Why wouldn't you fight him?
Is.
What?
I don't know what Willow is.
Oh, Willow was a movie. Remember the guy who played Leprechaun, Warwick Davis?
Yeah.
He was also in a movie called Willow where he was a midget. They were like in the woods. It was like some weird way fantasy in the woods. When people were making a lot of movies with midgets, that's what Warwick Davis was doing well. But we've gotten comments asking if he's my son or if I need a real man.
Well, I mean, yeah, they've heard that a lot. I've used to hear that all the time.
Wait, first of all, that's an insult to her.
If she needs a real man?
No, the son part.
Oh, yeah, I think that's just making fun of him.
Well, I know he's little, but he's got a beard, and she'd have to be way older. She's very pale.
Yeah, she could
I like pale.
She
I'm pale
could really get it.
She really can. Well, she might be slightly taller than the average female. Reportedly, 5'4" is the average female. As they put in the report. And you could click on that to fact check it. From measuringladies.com, the creepiest site of all times.
We represent the Lollipop Guild.
We need to get a website for our podcast and calling it measuringladies.com. And just it goes to POS.
That'd be great. I'm so down.
You're like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Dude, remember a couple episodes back when I tried to buy pornography.com?
yes.
GoDaddy reached out. It is slightly out of our budget by about 7 figures.
That's awesome. But if we got measuringladies.com, what we would do is you would go to our site, but there'd be a tab that said click to be measured. And it would just say fat. You clicked it. And that would be it. It's like, if you're a lady, click this. If you're a man, don't. You're not going to like it. And it just still said fat no matter what. She doesn't think the slight height discrepancy should be an issue.
It's not a slight height discrepancy. It's a penis's worth of discrepancy. It's 6 inches.
Yeah, but I'm sure we're going to get to this because that's what the article kind of said. He's pussy eating height. No, look. Look at his height. He's just standing there. He's like, titties. And all he has to do is barely bend, and he's there. She sits up on a chair, like a bar stool. He just stands and goes to town. That's got to be great.
I don't like this dude.
Why? Because he's servicing? He's got to take care of the team. Oh,
Is the team the...
by the way, there's an article saying it's Short King Spring. I guess that's a thing, and they're showing those people with short men. In the spring, you get short men? I don't understand.
No,
why is that a thing?
It's not.
It's a thing.
It's some chick
It's officially Short King Spring, and these fellas are soaring. Is an article.
It's just pictures of fucking wee man. Jackass
It's a
is
bunch of
back.
little
It's,
guys with ladies.
What's that
But
fag from Game of Thrones?
Dinklage?
Yeah.
How dare you? He's the George Clooney of short folks.
You know what? We should get rid of the 7 roles set aside by Disney for midgets, because that's stereotyping. What a clown.
Yeah. He doesn't... Listen, he's smart.
When
You don't need...
Hornswoggle-
What if one of them comes in and acts his ass off and they go, wait, they can all do it? He has to fucking cover his tracks.
When
His little tracks.
Hornswoggle puts you in your place, you fucked up.
Hornswoggle's tough.
Do you remember that when he went on Tucker Carlson?
Hornswoggle was the illegitimate son of Vince McMahon, according to a story that they had going on for a while.
That was the one he paid off $12 million because she fathered a midget.
7.5. How dare you? Vince is in a lot of trouble. It's not their relationship and it doesn't concern them, she said of the haters, many of whom are men who think they'd be a better partner for Jessica. That's always weird to me. A guy who sees a woman was, yeah, I know it's a short part, but any guy who's like, I would treat you better. It's like, you don't even know her. Like, if a guy is treating a woman poorly, first of all, you never should. No one should treat anyone poorly. The second you say you love each other in a relationship, you should treat each other wonderfully until it doesn't work out. You shouldn't be mean to people just because you decide to live together and got to know each other and it doesn't work out. You should always be good to people. But that being said,
and, like,
when a guy looks
terms.
from
like, if define what terms mean. Like, for you, forever might mean forever, and for somebody else, it might mean until something better comes along.
Right, but even then, you should never be mean to people. But that being said, when some guy is just like, and women have done it too, but you even hear about it in songs where a guy's like, you shouldn't be with him. I'll take care of you better. I treat you better. How do you know?
You, I don't like your girlfriend. No way. I think you need a new.
I'm Frankie McDonald.
Avril Lavigne, right?
Yes. But
break up with your girlfriend because I'm bored?
I guess the guys are alone. They're like, it's funny with the internet now because they're like, I'll be better for you. It's like, you live 4,000 miles away. Yeah, but we could like date and stuff.
Hey, let's not make fun of people dating people who live in Milwaukee.
I will. Milwaukee's the worst.
Yeah, it's not
good.
good.
Laverne or Shirley? Which one?
Based on the pictures, probably both.
Nice.
Laverne ate Shirley.
Based on the pictures.
Fuck, I hope she doesn't see this. Anyway.
She's too busy feeding. You opened the door for feedbacks.
As long as she's not fucking a comedic magician, I'm happy.
Not yet, but guess who's performing in Milwaukee next month? Gemini. No.
Oh, I'd be okay with that.
We're happy, and that's all that matters, she declared. Usually comments are directed at Hunter, but they have to get in their knees to say that. No, I'm kidding. That wasn't part of the art.
That would have been great. He doesn't really hear him from all the way down there.
The sound rises, too. Usually comments are directed at Hunter, who works as a personal trainer.
God forbid he try a little HGH, huh?
We're doing legs again? Yeah. That's it.
He's the only personal trainer at the gym who can't get popped for HGH because he's legally prescribed it.
Every time someone says squats, he goes, hey, it's like, not you, the workout. He's like, don't call me squats.
We only do leg press.
When he goes to work, he uses the doggy door.
Oh, fuck. That's just mean.
Okay. But sometimes they go too far. If you make jokes about someone's weight, it's terrible. And of course it is. Hunter chimed in, but everyone feels like it's okay to make fun of height, like it's no big deal. But you know what? Now that I find out what his job is, everything makes sense. The way he's dressed. He's got short man complex, like nobody. Becoming a personal trainer. I knew a guy when I was in high school. I was about to say their names, and there's probably no point in saying it. Well, no, I can say, because the only one that's going to know is Jake, and he's going to go, what the fuck? But there was this family called the Parasinos, and there was Larry Parasino, and he was this little guy. They're all very short. Their father was short, they're short. Larry was a guy. Jay Parasino was also very short. They were probably like five. I don't remember, but I want to say they were all like 5'2", 5'3", like little guys. But Jay was like intense in the gym. Jay was fucking jacked. Jay looked like, you know, those toddlers who go on like Maury,
yep.
were like jacked babies. Like he was this probably doing steroids too, guy. And it was like, that's like, because he was short and he wouldn't take anybody's shit. And everybody was like, you don't want to fight him. It's like, well, all I have to do is hold his head. And he can't throw any swings. But like that's what this guy reminds me of, like this short little tough man that's like, I better become a personal trainer and strong and all that stuff. And I think a woman would like that. He's strong. He's got confidence because he needs to have it because he's dealt with all this shit. But at the same time, he's probably not going to leave because it takes a lot of, I was going to say leg work. And then I realized how fucked up that was. But it takes a lot of work to get someone taller or like that to date him. And so he puts all that work in. He's probably like, well, I don't want to leave yet. So I don't want to have to like start over this whole process to convince someone else that I'm a real boy. But I get it now because of the size. He's like, but everyone feels like it's okay to make fun of my height, like it's no big deal. Now, first of all, also, I know that in the media they say it's not okay to make fun of weight, but when you're not on social media, people are doing it all the time. It's not like people aren't doing it. You know what I mean? Is that him?
Hang on a second. I'm pulling something up.
Oh, I thought that was him. Is that him?
No, for the third time.
Is that him?
No.
Is that George Washington?
That's Tyler Goodling. I went to high school with him. He is 5 foot, and he just took as many steroids as he possibly could.
I can see that.
He is gnomed the fuck out.
By the way, if you just put glasses on him and then made it fuzzier, everyone's like, Pat's jacked.
I was going to make that joke, actually. He does kind of look like you.
Yeah. He's handsome. But me, him, Scorch, all the handsome ones. Kyle Kinane with AIDS.
He's the dude, I told this before, got in the fight with the black guy. And I got my nose broken, and I broke it up because they just slapped each other a bunch.
Yeah.
That's him. And then he got jacked after high school.
Nice. Oh, before that, yeah. So he's like, I've lived with this my entire life. Well, not your entire life. When you were a baby, no one said you were short.
Look at that tiny, short little baby.
What a fucking small ass baby dating this 30-year-old woman. What a loser. First of all, I want that 30-year-old woman dating a baby. Like, when I'm 30, it won't be a big deal. Which, by the way, I'm sure is not what his voice sounds like. How come midgets that it used to be like when I was growing up, you would say a midget's voice was like hello because you'd make it high because they're small.
Represent the lollipop.
That's probably what it came from. But since then, it's become this. You know what I mean? Whenever you do a midget, you're like, hello, I'm little.
I'm little.
I'm fed up.
I
like,
smoke cigars.
The old street joke of like, comic I knew used to tell it, but he also Lenny Clark used to tell it. Call people, they do a whole thing where they're on stage and they're telling jokes. There's a midget in the audience. It goes on forever, but the basic thing is the guys upset because they're making jokes, and so the comic says to the guy, you know, it's like he's like, are you having a bad time? He goes, I'm not happy. And then the comic says, then which one are you? Like,
that's a great joke.
Yeah, it always kills, and I'm always mad.
Can I steal it?
I worked with a comic who did steal it, and then we were doing a thing on stage together at the end of the show, and I said, hey, you're better than that. I can put everybody, and he's like, wait, what? But like Lenny Clark does that, and he goes, it's an old joke. I go, Lenny Clark's old.
He wrote it.
I go, it might have come from somewhere, and he's old. So, but Hunter has tough skin, as this isn't uncharted territory, like the deep end of a pool. No, it doesn't say that. His past partners have been much taller than he said. Why doesn't he just date people his size? Why is he? See, that's weird.
Yeah, it's not rocket science or like dunking a basketball. It's just logic.
But also, I mean, I guess I say that, and it's not like I look for people that are 5'11", but at the same time, you know what? If I'm on a dating app or when I put preferences, I try to keep away from my height. I don't know why. It's just I'm attracted. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
I like
I said, I dated people that were I dated someone that was 5'10", 5'9", something like that.
Let me climb you like the monkey bars, bitch.
That sounds racist.
Nah.
And bitchness.
It's sexist for sure, but not racist.
Why is it sexist? Bitch can be anybody.
No. For me, it's a woman.
Oh. See, 'cause I call more men bitch.
Yeah, no. If I say you're acting like a bitch, I would never
Fucking
say that
bitch.
about a woman.
Oh, see, I don't. I just think you're acting like a dog that doesn't know its mom. Or was that Pastor? I forget the fun ones. He has a tough skin. It's just always been more concerned about how the other person feels about it. He's like, I don't care about my feelings. I care about how she feels.
You know why? Sorry, I keep cutting you off, but you know why he says that? Because he really cares about it, and he can't address it without the guise of going, "I'm only making sure you're okay."
Right. Well, and also, I'll guarantee the guy who's shitting on him, he's not telling us one part. It's he's the guy who's shitting on him is friends with her.
Oh, really?
The insults aren't coming normally when there's a person that's throwing digs at you in a relationship. When I've seen that happen, it really happened to me. But whenever say you're dating someone, and all of a sudden the girl's like, "Oh, Joe at work says that when you do this, it might mean that." I told him he's wrong, but like, well, why does Joe at work know about that? You're discussing this thing. It sounds like you're almost making me sound like the bad guy. So like the guy that's making fun of her could be like, "Hey, so you have a boyfriend? Yeah. Here, just look at this picture. Oh, what's that? Oh, nothing. It's just that's gotta be weird sometimes. Like when you're out and people are looking at you, it's like, oh, that's whatever. And he's throwing little digs in. He's like, oh, we're going to
Slowly
the
trying to
amusement park. It's
erode
like, oh,
that
can he go on all the
relationship.
rides?
Yeah.
Or like, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it must be weird to not be the big spoon when you want to be held and feel safe. I'm just saying, maybe he can hold you like a backpack. You like backpacks?
Jesus
Is he like Dora? Backpack? Is he like that? He looks like the monkey from Dora. Could be that. I'm just saying, this lady seems like a bitch. As for Jessica, she couldn't care less since she's having the best sex ever. Now, by the way, there's another picture of them on this article that also, once again, you would actually have more of a field day with this one because he's wearing jeans and a t-shirt and she seems to be wearing a wedding dress. Oh my God, it was their wedding. And he's wearing a flannel shirt and jeans and they're making out and she's got a big arm tattoo and fucking whatever. I didn't realize they were married. But wait, so I don't know why, but them being married changes everything for me. Now this is worse. Dating's one thing. For her to say it doesn't matter what you're saying because the sex is good, it should be he's a great man.
Well, she can't say that about him.
He's loving. He's wonderful. He helps me believe in myself. He proves to me that what other people say doesn't matter. As long as you care about things around you, that's what should matter. It should be inspirational.
He validates my self-worth because I know I'll never be the freak in this relationship.
Yeah. It's like, I could have a bad day. I can gain some weight. No matter what, he's always a fucking midget. I can lose weight. He can't grow.
Yeah. No matter how much HGH he takes at the gym.
No, but seriously, though, like, the whole thing should be like, I'm learning because here's this person that every time he goes out with me is going to get stared at, is going to get mocked, is going to get ridiculed, but he holds my hand because he he needs help crossing the street. But,
he's not allowed in public with an adult.
But more importantly, because he's like, I'm proud to be with you. I will take all this mockery and shame because I love you. Because you might think I'm a freak to you, but you're a freak to me because you're a woman and you're 5'7", and that's terrifying. All right? I don't like this at all. You can roll your eyes and I'll never see it. That's terrifying. I don't need that in my life. But instead, she's like, the sex is good? That shouldn't be the number. Yeah, it's okay to say that too. Yes, it's good to say that because proportionally, I'm sure his dick is big.
They shouldn't have worn matching maroon in the first picture you sent me. It just looks like the teacher got asked to the prom by the student.
You want the second picture?
Sure.
I think the wedding bliss is key. Hold on.
He looks like he's the
I think if you're gonna do that, you match. You're gonna be a little couple, you're buying that's what you match. And I think it was probably one of those mom and Sunday like outfits they have at like some stores, so they were able to buy that stuff together.
He looks like he set up a fake Instagram account where it says that they can tell if women have breast cancer just by looking at pictures of their breasts.
Yeah, like he's got a hat that says FBI, but it's like full body inspector.
Yeah, but he like actually tries to get people to do it.
Because he's little, so they're like, he must have the lower frisking.
Here's my issue with him. I feel like people probably hate him, not because he's short, but because he has a terrible personality. In 6th grade,
why did you say that? He's a personal trainer.
Yeah, exactly. In 6th grade, we had a kid who bullied the hell out of the autistic kid in our group. And he was also incredibly short. And we do fun things like sing, "It's a small world," or "It's an itty bitty world." So, you know that song. That
small world song. After all.
No, that one. But there was.
I don't know the itty bitty rules.
It's all right to be little bitty, big old something like that. It was a country song that was popular at the time that we used to mock him. And we got called down to the guidance counselor's office. And she was like, "What's going on?" Like the normal kids, not the autistic kid. And then the autistic kid got brought in later. And she's like, "Why are you doing this?" And I finally had to speak up and be like, "Because we just beat him up otherwise. Like, we're doing this because we're not allowed to jump the short kid." And then the guidance counselor came in and was like, "I know more about you than you know about yourselves. Like, Bobby, I know you're good at chess." And then the autistic kid freaked out and was like, "You're the devil. That's what they say about the devil." And he had a whole meltdown and got us out of it.
I've sent you several pictures of this couple now. You find the best one you want, but there's a couple gems in that bitch. But hold on, let me find the rest of
I
the
like the
article here.
beach one. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a good time. I also like the other one where they're just posing together, like in a living room or whatever, and they just look slovenly. Well, they both look at their worst in that one.
They look like they're living in a college apartment.
But the wedding one is weird because his outfit, like I know they make tuxes for little people. My son's been in weddings when he was a boy. He's now 6'1". He towers.
He wore the same outfit you wore to compound yesterday for his marriage.
Yeah, kind of. I've just always been more concerned about that. As for Jessica, she's having the best sex ever. Okay, we'll leave that part. Yeah, that one picture where she just looks beat up.
He looks like he jizzed in his pants.
Her hand is blurry. Yeah, the shorts there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he looks like he's being held hostage.
I like Star Wars. The Ewoks are my favorite.
Oh wait, and she goes, "Aren't we all the same lying down?" Well, no.
No.
We're definitely not, because like her feet might stick out of the blankets. And he's like, I got plenty of room.
It's so funny in all these pictures watching her wear the shoes with the smallest insole possible and him having the thickest inserts.
He's got heels. She's like, in fact, some positions are a lot easier with Hunter being short. I hope they go into detail. Honestly, it's probably the best sex I've ever had, she admitted, saying her husband's height isn't his whole personality. But by the way, the article was best sex ever. And then in the quote, it was, honestly, it's probably the best sex I've ever had.
That seems a little misleading.
Yeah. I've also never had sex.
Yeah, exactly. His dick's too small to fit inside me.
Yeah. The only 2 times I've ever had sex, I was raped against my will. And then this guy was nice. I'm not laughing at rape.
No,
By
never.
One of the first jokes I ever told, which by the way was way too dark.
Hang on, I'll be right back. I apologize.
You're gonna leave during the awful joke. I should tell it to people that aren't. All right, I will tell this joke to you. One of the worst jokes I ever. No, I think I need Bobby's reaction because this is the worst joke ever. But it was terrible. But as Bobby leaves, Silk City hot sauce. It is tremendous. It's the greatest. Jeff makes it with love and care, the freshest ingredients possible, the greatest peppers, spices, all that stuff. They're coming out with different products all the time. Get on over to silkcityhotsauce.com. Use the promo code POS. You save 15%. They have millions of kinds of sauces. Go there, check it out. They're amazing. Bobby, you're back. I did a Silk City thing while you were gone. I actually used the time wisely.
I had to piss so badly. I'm so sorry.
That was me yesterday for the last 15 minutes of the fucking Kumia show. I wanted to die. And he's like, let's do 2 more. And then he showed Avalanche. I'm like, I'm going to piss my pants. Yeah, it was insane.
It's not water, but it's just as bad.
Then when you were like, are you going to walk out with Anthony? I go, I'm walking out when Anthony's walking out. And then he was at the elevator and I walked by and he's like, oh, you coming out here? I said, no. I just like ran by him to go fucking pee. All right. So before I get that, one of the first jokes I ever told, I said that thing. I thought it was clever, but people are like, no. And I'm like, I was reading in the news the other day. It's a horrible story about this woman was raped against her will. It's not bad enough she was raped, but on top of her son, Billy, that's the worst. A guy yelled out, no.
You should revisit that one.
I don't think so. I think I just did it here and it's fine. I can't wait to have one of the terrible comics that watches this do it on a Stevie Lou show now. But she said, in fact, some positions are a lot easier with Hunter being short. Honestly, it's probably the best sex I ever had. Going on about that. That picture, when I don't know what you're sharing now, but if it's not the beach one,
it's back to just us now.
They need to see the beach one.
Oh, they did.
Oh, okay, good. The 2 got married. He's lifting. He is strong. I think he's got knee braces on though while he's doing that. The 2 got married in February 2020.
Experimental surgery. They're trying to make me taller.
They just. I hear it takes forever. Like you have to be laid up for a year to break your bones. 2 got married in February 2022, sharing their relationship publicly on TikTok to their 58,000 followers. Wait, why do they have 58,000 followers? Hopefully, they said sharing their story will defeat the stigma associated with short men.
That's why. Who runs TikTok?
Asians?
Chinese.
They don't like short white men.
But it's about short kings.
No, I think it's about holy shit. She just did this for TikTok.
Maybe.
She married someone so she can get followers because she's a mediocre looking bitch. So she had to fucking get a midget to fucking have people like her
He doesn't mind my meth problem.
because he fucks her. He's like, I'm fucking a regular. Like in his world, that's awesome. I'm getting
We
a
made
regular.
it, boys. We're free.
That's a midget 9. It's a regular person 6.
No,
The
she could
article.
get it.
Oh, there's one where they're with dogs. She actually looks her cutest there, and the dogs are bigger than.
No.
Well, they're both on the ground, but still, it's insane how
I
big.
knew we should have gotten a wiener dog.
Let me send you the dogs one. Here you go, and then. But she looks cute in the dogs one. Where is it? We found accidentally on TikTok that people love seeing other couples with our type of height difference. Accidentally, how many? I wonder how many of the hashtags were hashtag short kings, hashtag little guy, big girl. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
But she's cute in the dog picture, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, of the pictures, the first one is my favorite.
I don't know. I like her when I'm more of a person. I know people like a lady that's dressed up to go out, but I like when a girl looks like she's slightly homeless.
Oh, yeah, I love the homeless look. But what I like most about the first picture is it looks like someone who's clearly not supposed to be in the place she's in. Like she's too dressed up for who she is, and I like that.
Yep. Kind of like last episode, we talked about Julia Roberts.
Yep, exactly.
When she played a whore. She did. We found accidentally to this. So many other men and women said that they're in a similar position, and we're so happy to see our posts. Their followers applaud the couple's candidness online, including the jokes they themselves make about Hunter's height. So they're not making jokes about her being the taller for a woman because she's taller than the average woman. Why are those jokes? The jokes they make. In one clip with more than 300,000 views, Jessica sports one of Hunter's shirt. Oh, fuck you. We got to find that YouTube or that TikTok. But instead of swimming in the shirt, it's snug. I'm sure it looks good. I don't know where to find that. They didn't share that part.
I'll see what I can find. Maybe we can add.
I don't know what their TikTok is, though. You're just going to look up midgets? It's Jessica Hunt and Hunter, maybe? Jessika. And then Hunter.
Let's see what we got here.
That picture with the dogs, though, I like underneath it says the two now live happy, ignoring the haters. The dogs are like, why can't we get a real size guy? Why didn't you put that one down like you did our little puppy that didn't make it out of our litter? When you want to wear your
means the best sex ever.
Yeah.
It's with the dogs.
It's with the dog. Because he can't reach doggy style, so they have to do it. When you want to wear your man's oversized, comfy clothes, but he is a short king, so they fit perfectly. I love how they're saying short king. Why can't he just be a king? Kings can be short. Why that? When people say that, it's
trainer.
More insulting.
He's not a king. Literally, if it was medieval times, at best he's the knight's trainer. He trains
he's a
the dude who's
jester.
going to be king.
He's a jester because he's a midget. He wouldn't have made it. They would have killed him. 300 style, throw him in a pit.
When you Google tall woman, short man, TikTok, Jessica Hunter, the first thing that comes up is Rizzoli and Isles cast. Where are they now?
Why?
I don't know which.
Why?
I don't know which short guy they're making fun of in Rizzoli and Isles, but somebody should be pissed.
Holy shit. Like, why is that the first thing that comes up?
Oh, because it was that tall bitch.
No, I know, but like... Holy shit. Other videos show Jessica having to scooch the car seat back after Hunter drives, friendly jabs at his height, and the couple sharing sweet moments together. This is not nice. There's another one of them, like him like kissing her when she's all trashy. Your energy together is so cute, one user said. As a 5'7" man, I've always adored taller women. Couple goals. Another person said,
where to buy puppies in Houston is the last link on that search.
Nice. Where is I guess they didn't give us their TikTok. You would think with an article they would give us that. so we can follow them. If you don't want the pictures, why wouldn't they advertise them? Champa at Jesse Cat. Maybe that's that. JESI underscore CAT underscore. That might be it. No, I think it's just somebody takes the pictures.
Nope, I think that's it.
What is it?
There's a bunch of them.
But can you find one where she's wearing a tiny shirt?
I'm trying.
You got anything of her in a bikini? Or we got to Sarah more Sarah. Who's worse? Oh, you know what? Wait, that's not his shirt though.
You said in a bikini.
Well, I know. Like, yeah, they showed another one where like he's kissing her in that shirt. So she just talks a lot sometimes. Who's that bitch? Oh, she does. She reacts. Oh, she does a lot of the fucking reaction shit. See, he doesn't look tiny there. What's the likes on it? 273. So with that many followers, they're not really getting a lot of likes on it. They look the same height right there, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, when someone tries to tell me it's weird that I'm married to someone 6 inches shorter than me, she's just saying no a bunch.
Well, I figured.
Oh, wait, if you go back to that one, she's got a Harry Potter necklace on. She just thinks he's a fucking dwarf. Oh, God.
We're not getting what we want here, though, I don't think.
I'm getting what I want.
Oh, what the fuck's her eyes?
Bitch.
She's just doing everything she can to get likes. But I think if you look at it, she gets way more likes when he's in it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find this one.
All right, who's worse? Her for this or Sarah Rusi for our boy, Morgan Reese? Whatever it was. What's his name? Morgan?
Mason
Reese.
Oh, boy. I'm going to say, like, Mason has a personality and stuff, whereas this Hunter guy just clearly doesn't.
Well, not even that. At least I can understand you're trying to find some level of fame. You're that girl who's like, okay, I'm obviously a gold digger. This girl's doing it for TikToks?
That's true.
Because she's bringing it up. If you're not doing it for TikToks, you don't bring it up all the time. You just do your TikTok. Literally searched that, found that out. That's a big doing article. The New York Post is writing a story on that you're tall and he's short. That's the news. You're bothering people enough where it was news. Why is that news? You understand how crazy the world is right now? How is that new? I don't look up midget stories. Okay. I only go to the New York Post. I go to Facebook, I go to the New York Post page, and I scroll down an hour before our show and I find things. And I found that. There was another story about a guy. I thought we'd get to it, but we won't. What are you gonna share? Uh-oh.
This one's so mean.
Okay, go ahead. Bring it.
I gotta pause it so it plays at the right time.
Are we gonna hear the value? Do I need to put the sound on or something?
Nope. You'll just be able to read the text.
Okay. I'm just seeing us.
Oh, I gotta minimize that.
All right.
When your man finally reaches something off the top shelf without your help. Go little rock star. That's right.
She's cute though.
She's cute.
I'd reach some stuff for her.
Yeah, I'd reach my dick in that ass.
But like, yeah, I do think that she's worse.
Oh God, no.
What are you even getting out of it? She obviously isn't in love with them because if you love someone, you don't do that. That's some passive aggressive bullshit.
Maybe she likes to get hit in the bedroom, and that's why she has the best sex ever now.
I don't like where you went with that at all. No, that's not what this is. No, he's obviously a sweet guy who has to take it. Like literally, she's saying, "Oh, he's he lets it go, whatever." But then he's at home. He's with a person he loves, and then she's like, "I'm also gonna shit on you." Like that's fucked up. That should be the place where it's a safe place. He goes out, and every day people look and mock. No matter what, they're always like, "Short guy, short guy." Oh, glasses. She's hot. What is that?
Are you
worried he's talking to other girls?
No, he's 5'1"
Oh my
and she's
God.
dancing.
What the fuck? Why isn't she canceled? This is bullying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's a horrible person.
This is a terrible woman.
I want to fuck her
She's
so badly.
He's not going to talk to other women. Why? He talked to you. What are you saying about you? You didn't win. And first of all, you know there's guys or women who like love men in prison. There are women who love little people. He probably talks to a lot more women than you're thinking, and you're making him famous. And you're talking about he's a good fucking in bed. He's gonna cheat on your ass.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
I hope so.
And you're gonna have to fuck Dinklage. She's gonna be with Mason Reese.
I hope so.
Because he's available now.
That's what our king deserves.
We gotta when this is over or whatever the TikTok is, the thing, please message that to me because I'm going to make sure that I hashtag it, I add it on Instagram. We're gonna make sure she knows of this podcast.
That works for me. It is
because last time we battled, we always choose our best.
And somebody got a new follower on Instagram.
yeah, Instagram. I'll do it too.
Oh,
POS,
yeah.
We'll do POS follower there. But yeah, fuck that. You're gonna do a news story on that? We were fine. I was fine. We were saying giving compliments until that. Dude, that's fucked up. That's the place when you're in love with someone, that person should not be insulting you. Anything like I hate when I hear parents are like, like my kid, they're a little dumb or whatever. Like, fuck you. You might think that's funny. It's not funny to the other person. Making a joke, and he can sit there and say, I don't care, whatever. Dude, your whole life you're out there. People are saying your accomplishments are better because you're short. Your height has nothing to do with your intelligence or what you're doing. Here you are being with this woman, and there's the worst part. He obviously understands that this is important to her, social media and being on there and getting likes. So he does the things that she wants on social media.
Putting up.
So he's like, all right, I'll reach at a cabinet and you can film me and write that. Because it's not like, no matter what, even if she was lying, like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. He's probably consenting to it, but he's like, oh, yeah, it's funny that for the 100th time you make a joke that I can't read. Why is the shit I like up there?
You typically
live together. We live together. Why would be anything I want up there? Wouldn't we make it accessible to me who lives here?
That's a very good point. I didn't even think about.
She's putting shit up there to go, can you get that?
I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like she's all about, social media or anything. Typically, you put your first look before eloping on TikTok for the world to see.
What?
She put up their first look before eloping.
What's first look?
Oh, it's when you first see the bride in her dress.
Oh.
You didn't do that at your wedding?
Oh, they eloped?
And then that's kind of what I was getting at. It's clearly
wow.
For social media.
Because her parents didn't want her to date a midget? It's like, don't bring one of those into the house. Look how he's dressed.
Look
What's
how
on the pole?
tall those boots are. Those are bats. It was around Halloween, I'm guessing.
But what's the Irish thing? What is the wall?
I don't know. His is at that short cop formerly. Do you think he killed a black dude?
I'm trying to read the comments.
He was, in fact, not afraid to mess up your lipstick.
No, he's ready to fuck.
Y'all are too cute. Congrats.
Did you read Adams? Adams, great.
Congratulations. Now carry him across the threshold, man.
Adam rules, dude.
Hey, don't wear heels. Tell Hunter I said he's short.
You like that one? You're on there.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
that dude a like. I know this is from years ago, but you should
I'm
just
not
get.
logging into TikTok.
I was gonna say I like when you do that. Someone's like, "Why am I getting a like from something from 4 years ago?" Oh, because I'm awesome. Well, look how many comments they got on there. Hey, stupid, I love you. That's the song.
Yeah.
By the way, look at the hashtags.
Yeah. Married couple, show us your drawers.
No, but other one.
JP's act.
That short cop formerly.
No, that's his handle.
That's him? He's a cop?
Yeah, that's why I think he killed a black dude.
If he did the George Floyd thing, he'd still be alive because that kneecap's so tiny, he would just hurt him a little bit. By the way, that was the one joke that Anthony kind of cracked that but didn't go with yesterday. I did a George Floyd joke.
Man, what are you, fucking kindergarten cop? Hell no, I ain't pulling over.
I'm sorry. I was proud of myself for coming up with "I want Forrest Gump too" after AIDS. I thought that was a
pretty
great
good.
idea.
Yeah, that was good.
Like,
That
he even
was
said he
good.
goes, "Ooh." So I don't like her. I don't like this, and that's rude. It's
I don't like
rude.
her as a person.
It's rude, and I'm not doing that. I don't want anyone to be like man woman thing. If it was the other way around, and like, listen, I hate those 600-pound lady things because I know that guy's the one convincing her to do it. When they're married and stuff, that guy is like, "I love you," whatever. Like, and she's always like, "Thank God, someone finally loves me for me." And then he's like, "Hey, I think the world should see our love, but you know you're going to get money off it. So you're exploiting someone that you're saying you care about and doing worse things to them than the other fucking person." It's bullshit. Yeah. And he doesn't want to be in that TikTok thing. Yeah, maybe you could say, "Well, how do you know? He's probably happy." What does he care? At the end of the day, no one likes to be, I was going to say shortcomings. Fuck. But no one, you don't want to be told that shit by someone you care about. You know what? That video, him hopping up and down, okay, the reveal thing, whatever. That's cute. That's any couple would do that. Getting eloping, whatever. Like, whatever you do and get married, that's fine. But when it's all about the short king, he just should be your king. It shouldn't be about he can't reach it. It's like, is he gonna put one up like, when she can't suck my dick because her neck hurts? He's not gonna say that. Tall bitch problems. I want tall bitch problems. How about all that shit? When he can go in a bouncy house and she can't join him? It ain't cool.
When he's allowed to eat off of the children's menu, but she
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of fun stuff. when they're standing in traffic and a truck comes, he can just duck and go under the tractor trailer and she gets decapitated, because he's perfect size for it. That problem. I don't like her.
Not a big fan.
No. He's also not a big fan. He's a little fan.
No, he's a little fan of hers. I'm trying to find this shirt swap. They put up a lot of videos.
Yeah. They've got 50,000. They've probably got more now. How many TikTokers? How are they on Instagram? They're doing well?
Not on Instagram. She's not anyway.
I thought that was you said TikTok, but that wasn't. Oh, you looked at that Jess thing?
I was trying to find it. On TikTok, they've got 58.5.
But that Jesse's underscore thing.
Yeah, that's the same Instagram.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, and you're following it on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw that. No, I just looked at it quickly and it said followed by Bobby Timmer. The one thing on there. In some of the pictures, he tries to be taller. All the pictures we shared are in there.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have many. It's newer. Or they just don't do much on there.
I'm hoping I get a follow back. And I
are they real people? No, they do reels. Well, not a lot, though. They do some. They do wear a lot of matching clothes. Oh, I wonder if they have an OnlyFans.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
They talk about their sex. What's Beacons? They have a website. What's Beacons Mobile? I don't know what that is. What does it say? When you want to wear your man's oversized, comfy clothes, but he's a short king, so they fit perfectly.
That's it, yeah.
But it doesn't even look small. It looks like a regular shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, she's trying to say because it looks like. So what?
I don't know. Beacons
TikTok,
like
Instagram, TikTok and Instagram. That's all they've got. They don't have Twitter. And there's some kind of site called Beacons. I don't know what that is.
That's
just like a link
page. Yeah, that's what I said.
That's all it is. They don't have anything else. I was hoping they had an OnlyFans. If they're talking about their sex.
Let's see.
All right, it's some porn.
Let's ask for some titty pics.
No, I just was on the meal prep. No, I thought it was gonna be like little chicken fingers. It wasn't. It was just because he does work out.
Yeah, he's a bodybuilder or whatever.
What does she do?
Unfortunately, God didn't build his body the right way.
Oh, God stinks. That's because God's son was trans.
Yeah, there we go. And that's about it. Pat, tell the people where they can see you, where they can see us.
You can go see, you know what? Go sign up for Compound Media. You can see my latest appearance on there. You can see all the wonderful work Bobby does all the time. Support them. And what if a disaster is coming and you believe that black people are terrible and you want to get food sent to your house, if you go to Compound Media, they've got advertising for like, I don't know, some kind of Owen Benjamin cult following relief meal. But they're They're great. They're fun shows on there. Go check them out. The funniest comedian in Compound, Chrissy Mayer's on there, and some other people, according to that poll, which I also believe in. She's great. But
I
go.
don't know if that's the adjective I'd use. Anyway, go to preparewithcompoundmedia.com. Go to Silk City Hot Sauce. Use promo code POS.
But go to Compound, sign up for that. Thank you for following us on all these things that you follow us on. We appreciate it. Get over on the Patreon. We'd love you to have support us. Listen, we've been talking about couples and relationships. People seem to like that. If you're a couple and you have a weird thing, like maybe you have no legs or he is Spanish or some kind of handicap, tell us and we'll talk about your stories as well. But we'll only do it on Patreon. That's the only place we'll do it. For $3 a month to help support the show. Bobby and I will be in Saratoga Springs Friday the 22nd. If you're anywhere near that area, go to travissteely.com and get tickets to go see that and check us out. Besides that, Bobby.
If you can't join them.
No, do the Davey Max Sports guy.
Check out the Davey Max Sports program. We got a new one this week with Kevin Knight. I had a good one.
That wrestling dude?
Yeah, but I had a good one-liner. It's worth watching.
What? And it's always good to watch Dave. Dave's great.
Of course. And if you can't beat him, join him. No, if you can't. I had it right the first time. Damn it.
Yeah, I know. I jumped in there.
And don't be a piece of shit.
Short Kings.
Like Hunter.